Hello and welcome to a AAA Adventure Wargaming. This is going to be the first of three. We're going to look at Bloodbath, which is a tournament held at Reading with the Spiky Club. So it's a personal one. You might have seen the list review I did. It was rubbish. I do apologise for that. Not only was it that bad, but I actually left off my first opponent, Tommy Parker, more commonly known as Lucky Sixes from PTG Podcast. PTG aka Proxy Table Gaming. I've linked uh, their their version of this battle report, which they put out ages ago because they're professionals, in the details below or description below. So please go and have a look. Please do support their channel. They're great for content, and they're going to keep keeping a ninth age alive for a very long time. It was a grudge match. This is the second time I played Lucky Sixes, and I lost the first 17-3, 16-4 in Cardiff all the way back in 2022. Gosh, that seems such a long time ago. Um, Now I still want to play Hyper G, so we've Spiky is going on mass to Art of War 8. Well, are we in 2026? So hopefully, I'm pretty sure it's Art of War 8. So I think so. Hyper G, I'm definitely going to be grudging you around that time. Hopefully, you can make it as well. See if I can have a rematch. Oh, sorry, not a rematch. Get a game, but let's focus on this one for the moment. So this Bloodbath. So the key thing about Bloodbath is we don't count the normal scoring system. It's literally what you kill is what you get in battle points. So there are no bonuses for keeping your own army alive. It's just what it is. So it does kind of change how you design your lists, and certainly changes how you play. So that's what we're going for this. We did choose primary objective, secure target. I cannot remember what it is, so we won't even talk about it on this, which is bad. I'm pretty sure deployment wasn't spearhead, but I could be completely wrong because I haven't written it down as well. So apologies for that. What I do know is that Lucky Sixes was playing Beastherds. So, and I've also got my a summer army out for this because I was like, okay, I wanted to play this. Here's my summer army. So I wanted to play my dragon. I wanted to see if it was good, and I wanted to try Rod of Battle. Everyone says that bound spells are really, really good, so let's give it a go. When I did the list review, I did screw this up. I thought I'll take two Dried Ancients. I'll have as apprentices. I'll have double heal, which obviously isn't a thing anymore now. And then someone told me I'd know where to put them, or no, sorry, because they're both captains and attached. I could only have one in a unit, so I was like, oh great, I've got a Dryad moving around. Lucky Six was a gent and allowed me just to change them to one Dried Ancient. I just went with Divination because I wanted to try it. I've always liked Divination, and I've played a few more games since. Sorry, I've played one game after this tournament, so I've had four with it, and I quite like this setup. So I had a Forest Prince, Bare Basic, Grade Up, and Elven Finesse. Not sold on that one, but also it keeps it really cheap. And Rod of Battle, really like this one. Dried Ancient, Captain Attached, with Adept Divination with Foresight, Stars Line, and Fate's Judgment. I might swap the Fate's Judgment out for the other Divination one, but yeah. I then got 22 Dryads with Musician and Standard Bearer. 2 units of 5 Heath Riders for a bit of chaff, so I can just get him in place. 23 Forest Ranger, Standard Bearer, Flaming Standard, Musician. Spoiler alert, I did not need Flaming Standard. Then I've got 7 Wild Huntsmen with Shield and Lance, just for a bit of punch, and I like the models. And 2 units of 3 Kestrel Knights, Lance and Shield. The idea of the army was 2 Heath Rider units, 2 Heath Hunter units are going to come up and chaff you, while I've got 2 blocks coming up behind them, and then I've got some threats from Kestrels and Knights. So very much get in the face. I've got lots of chaff, lots of moving around, and I can pick the fights I want and then do for it. Right, Lucky Sixes one. So first he had a Soothsayer with Curse of Lycanthropy, Light Troops Adept, Shamanism, so Instinct, Awaken the Beast, and Swarm of Insects with Eye Dominance. So lots, and obviously with lots of totems rocking around. Actually, it's got a pretty good magic phase and pretty. And because they're bound spells, it's pretty self-sufficient. He had a Chieftain Sentient with a Shield, Wild Warning, Hand Weapon, and Hawthorn Curse. This is going to be running around. I mean, I'm going to find it very difficult to kill him. He's got tough Res 5 and various other things. He then got a Wild Horde Herd of Paired Weapon, Standard Bearer with the Banner of the Wild Herd, and Musician with Totem or Bearer of the Blooded Haunting. So I think this is +1 attack, +1 AP. So they've got paired weapons. Plus it's 3 attacks in the front rank. It's really, really dodgy. You see Sarah's no pushover in that unit as well. He's got 3 raiding chariots, which I don't want to get charged by, but otherwise they're pretty. I outrange them, so I'm pretty happy. And then 2 units of minotaurs with paired weapons and black-winged totans. So I'm gonna have to. These are the 2 units that I really don't want to go into on my own. I then got 5 Gargoyles Chast, a Gortak, and a Beast Giant. Now I'm not too bothered about Beast Giant because I'm pretty sure I can take them off with all my Forest Ranger stuff. But a Gortak is Res 7, and I kept forgetting this. Res 7 is really important actually, and I think I've played with a Tree Father since. Yeah, it's massive. Res 7 gets you. It's just that difference between someone winning on a 5 to the 6+, but also lots of strength 5 out there. Just winning on 6s, it's just a very, very good way of going after the units that should be quite punchy, but actually can minimize it. But anyway, so my thoughts on this is I need to pick my fights. I'm a bit worried about the Minotaurs if they're coming together, and other than that, I kind of wrote the Gortak off. I completely underestimated this one, and then I chose to ignore the Chieftain and just try and yeah, and that was pretty much it. And then just see where I went. So here you've got the terrain. So you've got from left to right, you've got an impassable, a hill, a water feature, my forest that I put down later, and then another forest here. You've got an impassable on this side as well, with what we classed as ruins here. Secure target, so two pennies. So I think he dropped that one, and I dropped this one, or vice versa. As they were worth 500 points, we seem to have both closed up on this side. So I dropped for first, and my plan was, yeah, I dropped for first, and I cannot remember why I did this, but I'm going to try and second guess myself. And I think it was, I thought he would split his army, or was kind of hoping he'd split his army, and I could overwhelm it. So I thought I'm going to put my... Yeah, it is my go first. Yeah, so the way I did this, I just wanted a strong center. Is it the... Yes, I know why. Because this was a game where the deployment was you had to put your most expensive unit in the center. My expensive unit was my dragon, so that went in the center, and then you got to equal units either side. So I put the dragon down. He put this unit here because I think that's his most expensive, or it's that thing. I then put, and that's the way we moved it around, and we kept dropping. I can't remember when, but I just basically dropped for first turn, or at least get advantage. And my logic was, I'd seen a few of his things come down, but I just thought I'll go here. He's got loads of things running impassable. This should help me out with the chariots and stuff. I should be able to push. And I put the Dryads, the Forest Rangers, a chaff on each side just to help me. The Wild Huntsman here just to zone this area and move up with the Kestrels, and then another Kestrels around here to help. I think what did me on this one is just having the dragon out of possession really did not help. What I really like doing is running him not maybe on a flank, but certainly not in the middle of the board. I like him coming in threatening from other areas and keeping my infantry there. It also forced my magic is all the way over on the right, apart from the forest dragon. So there you go. In his sense, he's got the Hawthorn Curse over here. Big Gortak this way. First unit of Binos is Wildhole with the Susonet. Second unit of Minotaurs with the Gargoyles behind blocking, and then he's got the Chariots and Giant. Right, so here we go. Just some pictures. Lucky Six's army is lovely, especially that Gortak he's made recently as well. Look at the bases, you've got some real wood on there as well. Yeah, it's a fantastically painted army, so it was brilliant to play on the table. Right, so on my first, we had a couple of vanguards. So we got obviously his Hawthorn Curse guy, the Gortak, and the Giant, because the Giant was not drunk. Neither was the Centaur. So what I did was I went up and I went quite aggressive. So I got my Kestrels all the way over here, and I blocked with my Heath Hunters. I was basically giving him a horrible option of charging from these two. So the plan was he'd go in there or move back. I'd have the Kestrels, and then I'd have the Wild Huntsman. The only ones in range of them are the Minotaurs themselves, but actually if he puts Minotaurs in, then I'll probably go for him myself. So I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, no, worked on first turn. Otherwise, I've moved Forest Rangers up quite aggressively with the Dragon in support. I just need to be careful with the Dragon that the Gortak, because I don't want a Gortak going in straight away. And now I move the Dryads quite aggressively up because I'm quite happy if the Giant charges them because I'll put the Kestrels over there just to flank charge. So I'd probably lose quite a few models in the first bit, but then my Kestrels will counter charge and kill him. And then the Heath Hunter's there for that late chaff, but also I can start pinging him off. And you can see I've already done that. Pinged him a wound off. Right, Beastherds. So the Gortak has taken the charge. Woo, yeah. This is good. Otherwise, you can see his Hawthorn Curse moved around to put a flank shot into my Wild Huntsman. And then he's been quite tentative in the centre and he's trying to move up his Minotaurs and Chariots behind to the Dragon. So we're having a bit of a cock off here, and it's all getting a bit tense and a bit constrained, but that's okay. I think I'm still in here. He then puts swarms of insects and kills 3 of my forest rangers, getting them, whittling them down again. I've realised I can't let them go off 5 times, but I was trying to stop Predator's Instinct on other stuff. What was that? That is either that or the Hawthorn Curse, but I think it was that. It was the Swarm of Insects, because I think he missed with the pull throw on this one. He kills all my Heath Hunters, apart from one, and he runs away, and he dies because he's 25% or less. Right, Silvernails turn 2. I charge the Wild Huntsman in, get them in. I forgot it's res 7 at this moment. And so I decided to charge my Kestrels into the flank of the Minotaurs, forgetting that also Minotaurs with paired weapon are still strength 5. So doubly stupid. Now, yeah, I should have put them in there, into the back of the Gortak. I've moved the Dragon up. I reckon, yeah, between those 2 units, they'd have absolutely killed the Gortak because the Kestrel's strength 6. They have a lot of attacks. I think I've done it. As it was, I didn't. And this are the rest of my movements. So you can see the Forest Rangers stayed back because I've got these 2 Minotaur units, and Wildhorn, I do not want to double charge them. But I'm quite happy to take a double charge from there. I've then, the Dryads I've left with, I've moved the Heath Hunters back just to keep plinking and just add a bit of support. Basically, because you can't do that, I've moved them there because I'm going to move them this way and support the Forest Rangers in the centre because I'm pretty happy between the Dryads and the Kestrels. I can sew this side up. I just need the Heath Hunters here to help me with a bit of chaffing here. So, yeah, I think lesson learned. I think there's a bit where sometimes chaff is great on the flank, sometimes it's not. I did a bit of shooting, got 2 more wounds on it. Hey, so actually, really starting to, Heath Hunters are doing quite well. In this combat, I was surprised, yeah, I killed 2. So when you think about it, I've only got 6 attacks up top and 3 from the Kestrel, so total of 12. I was 12 and killed 6 wounds. I was pretty happy with that. Did quite well. And then the 2 of them hit back. So they got 8 attacks. Killed the unit. Absolutely smashed it. Everything dead. And then we move on to this. And this is where I get 4 wounds of the 7. Or 6. Yeah, no, it's 7, I think. It's either 7 or 6 wounds. And I just, So I got 2 more wounds. And the Wild Huntsman did fluff a bit. I think at least 2 of them were the blooming deer. But either way, yeah, no, I'll put 4 wounds in. He kills 4 of my Wild Huntsmen and gets a wound back with his special ability, so he's now on 3 wounds. Yeah, so kind of thing is, if I'd killed him with the Kestrel Knights, got in there, I'd have killed a Gortak, and I probably wouldn't have had any models lost. As it is, I thought I was going to lose a unit. Luckily, they stick. In Lucky Six's, sorry, I keep saying that. In Lucky Six's turn, he charges the Minotaurs in. This is a unit of 4 into my Dragon. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty happy about this. He doesn't charge in the other unit because of those Forest Rangers. So, yeah. He's been quite clever here. He's brought the Hawthorn Curse guy in, so he's going to pick a few of my Forest Rangers up with magic. Also, he's managed to get the Minotaurs out of there, and he's brought the Giant forward, so I can't flank charge him with my Dryads. So I've got a Giant there, and he's then holding the Chariots up behind, so we've got some difficult options to do. Yep, kills a few more of the Forest Rangers there. I think it was 2. Yep, killed 2 more. The Gortak, obviously, I did put a 4th wound on, and then he managed to heal it again whilst killing the last 3 of my all Wild Huntsmen, so that's unit gone. On this one, he's got Blackwind Totem off, and he puts one wound on mine. It was that res 6 that just kept stopping it, and I managed to get the saves away. So I've only got one through, and I managed to eat another Minotaur as well, which is great. I then, so on my turn, I decided to charge the Forest Rangers in there because at least I might be able to get him out of arc of the Minotaurs here. I can't sit them there because they're just surrounded. I've just got to go forward and hope that I can clip and they get into the Wild Horns. I think that's my one chance because if I get into there, I think there's a positive step and it stops everyone charging into my Forest Prince next turn. Other than that, I've charged the Dryads and the Kestrels into this and just to kill the Giant. And I've moved the Heath Hunters across here. I'm going to start trying to plink off some more wounds from the Gortak. Yeah, which is successful. Put a fourth wound on the Gortak. And then, as you can see, I eat the Minotaurs and I overrun and I needed an 8 and I didn't quite get it. I think I got a 6 or a 5 or something. But now what I've got is I've got a Forest Ranger sat in front there. My dragon, I stupidly turned my dragon, so now it's basically the Gortak can see my Forest Rangers. But I did kill the Giant on this side, so that's good. So I've got a unit of Dryads that are now throwing his Minotaurs, and he's got a changing Charizard. So his first move is he charges the Gortak into my Forest Rangers. I like to flee, partly because I'm like, I cannot take a Gortak and them in the flank. Now, in hindsight, I've saved the Forest Rangers at the sacrifice of the dragon, because if I left the Forest Rangers there, then I could have countercharged the giant dragon in the next turn. But what I did was that I thought I was being clever. Now look what's happened. I've got the Hawthorn Cursed down here. So I've got his general BSB, this coming in, and the Wild Horde, and now it's curtains for the dragon. So yes, it's actually, I've only realised that now. I made an absolute sodding error. And that's partly because I thought my dragon could take it, but I completely forgot that's very dependent. He charges his Beastherds into Raging Chariots into the Dryads. So I was like, yep, cool. Happy days, have it. He did stumble, so now he's got the Beastman Chariots hiding in there. So what he does do is he puts the Gargoyles in front so I can't get a double charge with the Dryads and the Kestrel Knights, but I'm okay with that actually. He turns around the Minotaurs to countercharge whatever happens here, and as you can see, the dragon is. I've got my Forest Rangers running that way, and I've got all these here. What I should have done, let them charge the Forest Rangers, killed a load of them, and I think my dragon, he wouldn't have charged his BSB into my dragon, and the Gortak would have nudged some stuff, but I would have had some options on my next turn, because now I think I've got this unit running off here, and it's probably not going to be big. I mean, they've taken a lot of casualties from dangerous terrain. They've got to go through it again, probably. So, yeah, not clever. Yeah, you can see it. They've killed the dragon. I nearly killed the Gortak, but then it's just his Gortak wiped me out because I think he's got multi wounds or one of them has. It just absolutely killed me on this one. So this is my turn. So yes, I charged the Kestrels into the Beastman Chariot, and I charged the Dryads into that because I'm going to try and trigger a fight with the Minotaurs, trying to see if I can get it away. I did cast a spell on 666, and I cannot remember. It was like one away from being something, but yeah, it was. But it caused miscast. But I think it only killed one Dryad. Like in honesty, it was foresight or something. But I managed to get 2 spells off. Yeah, it was Stars Line. So the yeah, that's it. That's them curtains. So they massacred the Beaten Chariots and Overrun. He's obviously charged a bit more. I've lost another Forest Ranger. And then on his turn, he's put the Hawthorn character round to the flank just to shoot off. So I'm not going to win this fight. I need 5s to wound him, and he needs 2 and then 3s or something to wound me. I don't think in that time I'm going to get a Gortak. I do think I get another wound off on him, so he's on 5 wounds, which puts me in the 25% bracket, so I'll get half points for him. And he charges Minotaurs into my Dryads with Foresight, so I've got Weapon Skill 6 on them, which is pretty good actually. So it does mean I'm hitting him on 3s. No small unit. Yep, he kills 3 off with her. Now I killed two off and I put a wound on, I think I put a wound on the other one. He only kills 8. And when we counted up combat res, I was ahead. Yeah, that was a poor photo, but yeah. So we draw so he passes combat and I reform, so I'm wide. So I'm getting maximize attacks next turn because I go quicker than him. Sorry, that's my turn actually. That must be my turn. Because I run to there as well. So in my turn, I've got stars line up on my unit, and foresight. So this is the other bit. Sorry, so this is my turn. Sylvanel's turn 5. So we did get through 6 turns. Yeah, okay, sorry, cancel. This is turn 5. Yeah, so I get stars line and foresight off. He's got awaken the beast, but I'm going first with all my attacks there, and as you can see, I win. So I win combat. I lose about 1, 2, 3, 4. So I lose 4 on this side, but he's lost another 2 Minotaurs, leaving only 2 left. He runs to there. I fail to catch him. I just stumble. And then what I've done is I've moved these kestrels around because I was planning on charging them away. But otherwise, I've got this wild herd unit here that's going to be a bit tricky. He has a turn where he doesn't charge me. I charge him, or I charge to try and get the Minotaurs. They run through their unit. So. I think the yeah, I don't know why that happened. Can't remember. But in essence, that was turn 6. So I think it was just him trying to throw a rock and trying to get them to run, but I passed a panic check. So overall, at the end of the battle, we've got the wild herd left. We got a gore attack on 1 wound or 2 wounds. No, 1 wound because it was there. And we got this BSB, and then I've got some forest rangers and kestrel knights, and then he's got 2 minotaurs. But it wasn't enough to get half points off that unit. So yeah, so this is how it is. So most of my army is dead. The only things that I've talked about, but I have killed 1414 points, so it's brilliant. So actually, not off to a bad start. I was pretty happy with that. I'm probably mid to lower table, but that's pretty good. I mean, I've got 1414 points, so yeah, I was pretty happy with that. And I'm going to end up playing David in the next one. We've had quite a few games now. He's playing VC on this one again, so we'll have another battle report with David. But then Lucky Six is on 2,868. He stormed up to the top tables, so he's going to be on table 1, 2, or 3, fighting off against some good opponents, and I'm back where I should be. No, it was a really good fun game, and yeah, it was 2 really quite good armies, or good-looking armies going off on the tabletop. We both I think we both liked that 3,000 point mark then because the battle went quite well. I think there's something to point out on this. We did comment on 3.0. Actually, it's quite quick in comparison to 2.0, and that was quite nice. I mean, I don't think I failed. I didn't fail to finish any of my games all weekend or all that day, and I haven't since. So no, I was pretty happy. I think one of my things is concentrative effort in Bloodbath. There's no points for like half killing units, so failing to get the other half of the Gore-Tech, failing to get the other at least another one of the Minotaurs. But other than that, I actually quite like the list. I think it's quite mobile and quite punchy. It's quite fun to play with. I don't need to worry too much about it, and yeah. So I was looking forward to my next game. Right, so thank you very much. I'll get these Rain Battle reports out shortly. Have a good weekend.